There are times when I even question what will Japan think of next, and Please Put Them on Takamine-san is definitely an example of that. Yes, for those who don't know, the trailer for the new anime adaptation of Please Put Them on Takamine-san has recently released, and yes, it got quite a bit of stir. A lot of people talking about this series. Me personally, yes, looking at it, I'm like, okay, it's like a teasing girl series with obviously pushing the boundaries of what they can actually show because they have stickers all over the PV. We have the censorship stickers. We're going back to the censorship stickers. And it really kind of begged the question of, what the hell is this series about? Like, I can assume it's just going to be another teasing girl show, and we'll just, cross it off as that. The teasing girls have gotten more and more risque. Like, they're tired of the MC not paying attention to them, and this one is where she just full out, just putting it all to bear. Like, showing it all of this guy, and he's obviously not going to get it. But I was curious. For reasons, I was curious, what the hell is this series about? So I went and looked at the actual synopsis, which the synopsis is Takamine is great at everything she does, and her magnetic personality makes her the envy of everyone. She gets good grades, excels at sports, and even manages to become student council president during her first year of high school. That's actually quite a feat. But Takamine has a secret. She possesses an ability called Eternal Virgin Road, allowing her to redo the past actions and achieve a different result. While this might seem like a decent skill to have, Takamine must pay a price to achieve it. This is where this is where it gets weird. She has to strip off a piece of her lingerie. After getting an imperfect score at a test, Takamine begins to remove her underwear during class and is spotted by her average and weak-willed classmate, Shirota, who is bewildered by the sight. However, the very next instant, things reset, and Takamine's test is now perfect. When Shirota decides to confront Takamine about her previous test scores, she reveals her ability to him and blackmails him into becoming her closet, making him carry around extra lingerie and put them on her. Her goal is to be able to use Eternal Virgin Road as much as possible in order to stay at the top of the school hierarchy. Left with little choice in the matter, Shirota accepts, starting an oddly intimate type of relationship with the most popular girl in school. Japan. Japan, just keep at it. This is why I keep saying over and over and over again, and I really dislike the idea of the West really interfering with Japan, because you get the weirdest crap like this that would never, ever fly anywhere else. Something like this that's so freaking stupid, it's intriguing. I'm intrigued by the idea of not just doing the teasing girl, where she's constantly teasing the main character and they're going, whoa, 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 but you actually create a story around the concept of removing your lingerie. This is Japan. People, this is Japan. I don't want them to ever have their freedom of speech and their freedom of expression ever censored and toned down because we get the stupidest crap like this, and I'm super interested. Now, I will admit, after seeing this synopsis, I was like, I have to know more. I need to know what the hell this is all about and if it's actually good. So, like a good steward, like a good content creator for you folks, I decided to actually read the manga. I think I read up to about 12 chapters in at that point. And I will admit, at that point, I'm pretty much good. I'm pretty much good to the point where I'm kind of okay with just waiting for the anime to come out, because I'm of two minds here. One, for the anime adaptation, yes, I'm very curious if they'll actually do a decent job of it. The PVs themselves look, let's be honest, like barely anything is moving. It looks like it's putting a lot of emphasis on detail and doing panning shots of stills because they want to have that extra quality there. It's Leiden Films. This isn't the greatest studio ever, but they've done some decent stuff in the past. I think the concern that a lot of people have is, are they going to do anything besides stills? Now, the question mark that I really have at this point is, for something that is this risque, how are they going to handle it in even Japan's broadcast setting? And it looks like, based on PVs, I can assume there may be two different versions they're going with here. One is going to be a sticker version, and one is going to be a full-out shown version. They do have two different PVs. One is called Gentleman's, which has the, yes, it's showing quite a bit, but it's stickered. And they have this other one, which is like a safe version, which doesn't really show anything. Like, it avoids showing those shots so that you don't have stickers. So my assumption is that you're going to have one that's going to have nothing censored, one that's going to be stickered, and then one that's going to be full-on covered up. Possibly to the realms of something like My Wife is Student Council President, something like that, where You have a version where they literally don't show anything. They'll maybe just put like a fake news broadcast over it to censor everything that literally happens in the scene. But based on the actual manga itself, I can see that possibly being more for two versions. One that's going to have stickers and covering up things, and one that is going to be, or at least off-screen types of shots, and then one that's going to be showing stuff. Because I really don't feel like there's enough so far based on the manga. Again, 12 chapters. There's not like a whole bunch to really kind of cover up in regards to insinuating actions. This is strictly just he sees stuff and stuff are being shown. Like, she is full on okay with showing him everything. Now, my problem comes in, is it going to be anything besides that? And that's where I get my problem with looking into this series so far. This looks like a very bog standard teasing girl. Like, yes, you can say you like it because you like her design and you like what it's showing, and if you like the visuals, perfectly fine. But I think where this series is going to really kind of struggle for me personally is the writing's not there. At least so far, based on what I've read, the writing is very bog standard. And that's where it kind of sucks, because the chemistry is kind of bland. She's very dominating. The main girl, Takamine, is a very dominating female character. She just kind of wants him to see it, and she's constantly talking down to him, constantly saying that you're my closet, get over here, you didn't do things properly, yada, yada, yada. And Shirota is just a bland, boring male protagonist. Like, he just kind of reacts to everything, constantly says, wow, I don't want to react this way, I don't want to look at it, oh no, wah, 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 wah. So that's where I think I have the biggest problem, is that I don't think this is going to be anything but the visuals. I just don't feel the writing's there. I don't feel the chemistry's there. And I think the biggest upset that I have is I like the concept with the mechanic. The Eternal Virgin Road, this concept that she literally has to take something off and she's able to rewrite the past, undo things, correct her mistakes that she's done, and he's the only one. They didn't really get into the synopsis, but essentially he was like everybody else affected by this. At some point, she is going to go put on some new clothes inside of the PE storage area, and he's there trying to hide away at the same time, and he ends up spotting her as she's putting the new ones on. And that's the reason why whenever she goes to take them off, yes, he gets stuck in the flashback. Like, time gets rewound for him as well, but he still remembers everything. Whereas everybody else, their memories reset back to the point where it started. So everybody else, they don't remember her taking them off. They don't remember anything that's happened. He does. Now, I was hoping that would be like a really good gimmick to like make some funny shenanigans come from it. And the unfortunate thing is, on top of not so great writing so far with the character interactions, besides it just being like, why not just be H? It's like one of those scenarios, just be H. Just go all the way. Just do it. Like, why are you even bothering? I was hoping at least the mechanic would be used in comedic ways, in fun ways. So far, really all it is doing with that mechanic itself is every now and then using it in order to facilitate a little bit of growth between the two characters. Like having this one moment where she's teasing him, he goes up to go leave, he goes to fall down some stairs, and she resets everything in order to save his life. Cool little moment there. But most of the time, it's really just him trying to figure out why she would reset. And it's typically just basic stuff. Like, okay, she goes to talk to somebody and she doesn't know exactly what they want to talk about. They bring up some very important topic. And so she resets it in order to make her sound like she's a know-it-all. That's really all it is. She resets in order to get the perfect tests. She resets in order to be able to give people the perfect advice because she knows exactly what they need because she's already experienced it. That's all they're really doing with it so far. And it's just kind of blah. I thought this would be a fun little thing. And I guess to really kind of cement it, it just kind of just turns into an excuse for her to take off her underwear. That really is all it turns into being. Yes, it's to the day, it's to their situation, but for the most part, it's just to kind of show, okay, what really erotic way can she take off her underwear this time? Oh, this time she's cooking inside the kitchen, so she takes the handle of the knife and pushes them down erotically. That's all it really kind of turns into. And so it's kind of a bummer. And again, I've only really gotten through like 12 chapters. This could get better over time. They did get into the history and why Takamine is actually chosen Shirota. it's not just strictly because he knows her secret, and thus the reset doesn't really affect his memory. And yes, it gets into that whole thing where they used to hang out a lot together, and she liked him back then, and they've never seen each other since then. I am kind of curious if they might do something cool with it, where there was something that actually happened, and she didn't know that she reset the time, and thus she kind of misunderstood his feelings for her, because they were really young. They were really young when they used to hang out together, and my assumption is that she probably confessed to him and he denied her because he didn't really know her as much as she did because she's been resetting time. That's my assumption there, but I'm sure there's going to be something there where she's dead set on him. Like, she absolutely loves him to death, and he just doesn't realize who she is. But we'll see. In the end, it's okay. It's just going to probably be a very thirsty teasing girl type of series, and for that it might actually turn out good. My hope really is, despite my dislike of, not really dislike, but my not so entertained perspective of reading the manga, my hope is that at least with the scriptwriters and the actual seiyus and the animation, that they can pull off the comedic timing better than the manga does. There is sometimes where that can happen. I've had several cases in the past where, like, I mean, it's a bad example because it's way too good of an example. It's way too good in comparison. But Maid Dragon. Maid Dragon is a very basic manga from what I read for the first volume. And the anime itself, they took it above and beyond. So that's my only hope there, is that maybe with the adaptation, they could pull something off. Maybe with the seiyus and the visuals, maybe they could do something better with it. But until then, we'll wait. This is not coming around until spring of 2025, so we'll see, but I just want to get on here and talk about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below, comment. Let me know if you're excited for it. Are you a big fan of the manga? Am I completely off base? Am I missing something? Is there some really good storytelling in there that I'm missing? Let me know. But I appreciate you guys watching, and y'all take care.